So anyway.
He liked it.
All right, yeah,
Now.
well, this is you're tough.
Cool.
I usually just butcher things on purpose, but if we feel, I'm very grateful that you're here. So ladies and gentlemen, give it up, please, for Russel Salamon. Come on. Yeah! Woo!
I forgot what it was bringing to read. I don't want to lose this.
This is just in. Brand new from S.A. Griffin, California poet. Lives on the east end of Hollywood there. He's also an actor. And his wife works as a librarian at the Huntington Library, the famous Huntington Library. Railroad guy who gave us Huntington Gardens and Huntington Library and the mansions and all the collections of all that stuff. This happens to be a very good introductory poem to the theme of the evening. So I'm going to take the liberty to read this poem from S.A. Griffin. I have no poem for you today, only my arms and hands to hold and shape this empty longing. So take the music from my throat and sing. Use my legs to run out your seemingly unconquerable fear. And when the race is run and the song sung, I will wash your tired body with my tongue while you rest and heal inside my hunger. This is kind of why we like poetry, just somebody says something like that. I was going to give a very long scholarly lecture.
You know, we throw things here.
Then I had a serious fear of disaster and execution come upon me. So I completely forgot the lecture. It has something to do with culture and civilization and the demand for some poetry. Green as grass and gown, you walk down the stairs of days and grow before my eyes. Grow green, grow flower, and I kiss you where you bloom. In the whole field of love, there's one flower more magnificent by choice than the rest. It is you. That's a good way to get a wife. It works. Opened the window and saw the sky rushing up with snow, stars over the clouds. I took a walk then. In the glittering of your eyes I saw, who makes stars and snow? You are so fresh still, my ancient friend. In the sky, soft gull's wing cry I hear in the immense west of sea. I feel in the rock dance, flowers cling gather, while the sea carves I feel in the gathering of flows, the beings on this beach. Friends from immortality, beings immense, under sun in the shade, from wind, rock I feel. How gently we know, how roughly we don't know, how often we throw or have love away, how we love anyway, aside from game or purpose, exterior to rock or stone or name, we rekindle our ancient love. Thank you. Those are early poems, fairly early, 1970 and 67. And this is more recent, like in 2003 or something, 2001 maybe. Blue Like a Memory. It's in Wood Smoke and Green Tea, which you'll find out in a moment. It's the title poem right on the next page. The sea carries all colors, mostly blue. Blue like a memory of fingers touching for the first time in deep daylight when we were open and had forgotten the centuries. Its silver mirrors paint high mountains and forests, and if you forget the stars, you can see them swimming among starfish. I touch you from inside of flight, and if you forget The eons, time fails as a description of you. Look into my eyes. If the sea forgets you, remember it back into water. And if you fall off the planet into stars, I will catch your hand and give you the sea. It breathes like a blue animal, and you can ride it in the night above remembered cities below the surface of being. Thank you. Good quote in green tea. She asked for no distances until the pleasure of Bud's unfolding was the same for both of them. Then she could be fragrant in his eyes with no horizons in the way. He kissed her where her dreams fainted from exhaustion. He was water in her roses. She was musk on his fingertips. Before dawn, they had already lived the length of a long river, wood smoke and green tea. She wanted existences, but he was already on the coach into the past. She wept. Her winged horses pulled the moon. He made a turn into yesterday's fields, harvested bread and water, and wrote to her, "When you arrive in tomorrow, do not wait. At the end of 7 more ocean voyages, I will find you. Look for me among a herd of giraffes. I am the one with the lion's roar. Release the angels from bondage in glass towers. Fall in with them as they leap from windows. The ground will not be there. Oh, a weightless falling makes its own bottom worlds." You get that? You don't have to get that. It's music. Just ride the concepts and fill in your own poem. What did he mean by that? Oh, he must have meant this. Black scent. She moved in a dark universe. The walls were black, the sun was black, rivers carried water full of black stars. She lit up a red cherry and shined trees full of them, ochre poppies on the hills. She scraped alligator skin off the sun and showed people how to use eyes. It became easy to see until no one saw the dark world underfoot. Beings became radiant and warm-blooded. Then she kissed them with flavors of ripe cherries, oranges, plums. It was a long kiss of civilizations. Games, one by one, sprang up, life-lit, squealing with joy. No one felt the murmur of dark waters full of black stars. They were interested in light falling on black branches, black stones. Dance glances, gleams, eyes held power for eons until the light went dim. Then senses of smell saw the world. New aromas built wind cities. She smelled like a dark rose. He sensed her with dark trees. Gazelles gave off musk, and lions a cavernous stench. Sun shed black attar, which is concentrated rose essence. Sun shed black attar and grasses. In echo, sun flared perfumes. She shaped the body out of black soil and dark water and curved her myrrh into his dark senses. Myrrh is also the stuff you get in the Christmas Carol. It's a essence, a resinous essence from a plant. Frankincense, myrrh, attar. These are all distillations of concentrated scent smells used in perfume. So after the light gave out, she created a world from the sense of smell. But it all started very dark in this poem, which is not how it really started. It started with a whole lot of nothing. Everybody said there's a whole lot of nothing around here. Where did we find a poetry reading? Poetry reading? What's that? Well, it's the stuff you use with like concepts and sounds and words and things. Who ever heard of such a thing? You mean you don't want to use telepathy anymore? You want to use time? Oh my God, you retard. So in this retarded universe, being time addicts as we are, no, this is not all true. This is horsing around now. It's not true. We like time, and we like presence, and we like communicating. It's sort of fun. spiritual ping pong. Wait, it's more profound than spiritual ping pong. How could you say such a thing? My emotions are sacred and passionate. Yeah. Where were you when I was 20? It's on. Okay. Guitar music with wolves. She showered in guitar music, stepped out of the house to breathe stars. The body paused in mid-gesture, forgetting which sleeve to put on. Bare skin is something to read, B-A-R-E. Bare skin is something to read, like arrival of spring. He waited for her to come back with eyes empty of stars, but she brought back a pack of wolves. Don't touch me now, I'm still full of yesterday. You can read my skin, but beware of fire. He kissed her shoulders, cool as ice. One by one, the angry stars calmed down. If you want my nipples, take them with the thorns. The roses that shiver there are hot for you, but I'm still full of yesterday, and the tomorrow I want is still broken with mankind. Unholy broken. See, it works. Poetry is an audience expelling device. It drove her to drink. In the next room. Whoops. Did I say I was not going to ad-lib today? Oh no, I lied. One more on the love theme. He took off his clothes, body, mind, and jumped in. The more he flowed, the wider her flames stood as trees. One city after another flickered into existence. He set a river flowing through a valley. Up sprang soldiers in full armor, and forgotten histories repeated themselves. He sued for peace, but the flames ate him. He burned into a heap of ashes. He suggested surrender, but she set the planet turning. Night after night, she lit his space. If you want my love, you must be If you want my love, you must be prepared to live forever. In a moment of compassion, she put on a female body, kissed his eyes into existence, and when he arose from a deep forest, he entered her. She embraced him, and there were children in the moonlight, running like days, looking for horizons. I better quit while I'm behind on those poems. I see they're jam full of transitional phrases that don't know how to behave themselves. Let's try this one. Sometimes poetry is you have to wrestle with it, you know. It wants to say something else. In fact, the English language wants to say something else. You want to say, and the English language says, what? I don't understand that. Well, okay, a river moves through the city. That's not what you meant. Yeah, but this English language is visible. See, it tries to say something else. So 16 other people write my poetry. Eventually, you know, the guy who invented of, and the other guy who invented the, and so on. So you struggle with the history of language in order to get something new said. And the newness is just sort of an attitude or a feeling or a desire or a purpose. And you want to say, And it comes out like this. The moon, almost full, broods over hills, its face pale with unsaid storks. Owls in tree shadows hide in pale light. We want to say something living, so I call to be alive with you. Words do not carry us very far. Something eternal and unsaid knocks winds into the moon, on the water, This is not enough love. The purpose to be wants intense care. So we follow moon hills, one after another. A leap of moon from one peak to the next. Bones do not carry the fragrant body. We lie on earth over cloud forests. This speech is under time, in fingers on violins, on skin, moist roots along a stream. Water steams fog ghosts, slowly thinking against mountains. Meet me under time, before we know another night without starlight, under branches of oaks untangling. The fastest way is being, kiss fast. And then dawn flashes several rivers out of our hands. We go together in case another song wants our voices. See? Oh no. In this Descent into Cleveland, when you get it, you will see in the back is the original Descent into Cleveland set of poetry I was writing in 64 and 65. And Levy was writing Cleveland Undercovers. And he explicitly said he wanted to give Cleveland a great poem. And it's in the You Can Have Your Fucking City Back and in other places. And it's completely terrific. And it is the first great Cleveland poem because nobody else even thought of giving Cleveland a great poem. So he gets not only the first, but it's also pretty damn good. So he gets the first place twice. Once because there isn't one. And the other first prize is that he wrote a good one. So I was trying to write something about Descent into Cleveland. Grass is one way of having fingers. Whatever trees tell the park floor, this is what I'm telling you. Your tongue roams through my brain, simple woman grass. Park floor, forest floor, the difference is space, is snakes laying eggs in our collective baskets. I would like to sink my teeth through the bottomless kiss of you. Stop these tricks of time, the snakes multiply. The center is not here, it is in the mouth of wolves and lilies. There is a noose of dreams around my necks. To move, one must move the whole mass. Just to show you how I wasn't cheerful in those days. But I cheered up.
There's hope.
There's hope. I have a title of a book that I haven't compiled yet, but it's called Nothing Bad Happened, We Only Died. And another one, the working title is Darkness Farming. Only it's a lie, I couldn't get dark enough. So I still have to write the really depressing stuff for it to be darkness farming. I keep slipping up and being hopeful and thinking that the civilization is possible. And but the body's getting older and it's saying, yeah, well, they might be right because I might leave without you. I said, well, that's the only way you'll go anyway, because I'm not going. So I don't believe any rumors that it's not possible. Oh, you're back, good.
I've been listening to you, right? I might have not seen you, but I've been listening.
I'm glad because I had you condemned to poetry expulsion. Good. Okay, see, it's possible. There is hope.
I told you I was in it for the chicks.
I just like the beard. Curl beard, you know, I'll think about it.
I don't have the type of Amish face for a beard.
You got hair on the top, though.
Well, yeah, that's actually my claim to abundance of hair. Well, it's also hair elsewhere, but this is neither here nor there. Wait, I have a love poem here.
Right here.
When I see you in your red dress, I want to become darkness, so that you are a flame as you walk by, and I whisper evening birds into your hair. My eyes are blue now, and you call me an ocean. How gray they become as dawn cuts in over eastern mountains. Crows are my syllables, repeating until whole sentences form a new year. You move in air on delicate colors. Sunset undefines your shapes. You set into my eyes like music, and all the colors speak luscious sentences. How green the world is now that you have said it. This one is called Maybe Then. When all of us are all of us again, when all the lives can be all lives, maybe then. When all of us can be limitless at will, or small or faint or huge. When we can be all the ways to love, maybe then. When all of us can be here and now and bring lost times into our hands, open them as walnuts, crack open the planets and release frozen mindscapes and mountain ranges. When all the freedoms meet in freedom, maybe then we will be the free future we wanted all these eons of pain ago. When all of us can be limitless at will, maybe now we can repair the God we condemn to loneliness. And this is Parade from my mermaid poems. I was trying for 88 poems for the mermaid, and which would make it 2 infinities dancing, because the infinity symbol is raised up to 8. So 2 eighths are 2 infinities dancing. Well, I only ended up with 76 poems because about 12 of them were repetitive. So I had over 88, and I was trying to hit a target because I had to go out of town, so I finished it in a burst of 12 poems in a row, but ended up with 76 good ones. So this used to have the original number of 76, but no more. It's probably number 70. It's called Parade. The boats had mine sails unfurled, and the girls sang, and as the girls sang, the sails folded and unfolded the winds. One of the star boats had a burnished field, singed with starlight, and the moon boat carried the bright roses of the blue tides. People lined the canals and waved. Sailors of time, newly returned as young boys and green girls, blew kisses, and when they landed, a soft time came upon the land. Apple petals blew in fragrant drifts across the eyes of musicians. Mermaid stood in the prow of her ship, its sails still covered with space ice. She expanded into all the lives, looking at her, and could feel the virgin future worlds in all the people. The parade curved in and out of time, and by morning, some of the ships turned into daylight and shined over the city. You're still awake. So here's another one. Battle plan. Okay, 17,000 of you hide in the reflections on the water. The elf unit, you take the south side of the city. Bring as many as you need. Millions is all right. Bring shovels. Those of you with music still ringing in your ears from Palestrina choirs, stand here. We have them surrounded with the bright future. You, backup troops, hide in next Tuesday. When the city sails forward into time, release the mines. Be careful not to leave any leashes on the hummingbirds. When we attack, there will be a lot of blood in the streets. The symphony orchestras will absorb it all, so don't worry. Are you properly armed with long-range purposes? Let me see them. 10 hot. Present time without limits. Let's see those dreams. Sleepers, awake, and present their ramifications. Games, light, snow falling on mountains. Anything.
All right, sir.
So now we're running into a few excerpts from Breakfast in the 12th Century, which is about growing up in Serbia now, used to be Yugoslavia for me, at the edge of Serbia, western edge near Croatia, where they still fight. Stupid ass. How can they fight? They speak the same language and they've been together for like 17 centuries. Oh, probably because fighting is fun. Yeah, all that good blood, all those good beheadings, boy, these are really fun. That's one way to get rid of your audience. Oh, I killed you. I did it to you. And you're exterminated, you vermin. And that's it. There's no like second act.
Yes.
Stupid game. Okay. So this is a poem I want to read because I thought it was actually pretty smart. It was about going to church on an Easter Sunday. My father was a Greek Catholic priest, and he had a beautiful singing voice. He almost became an opera singer, beautiful baritone voice. And it talked him into becoming a priest because it's a steady singing job. And that did it. And my father was also a pretty good poet. He was sort of a top poet in that language. One of the two top poets there. His friend, the same one that convinced him to become a priest, was the other poet who wrote more, and he's more known because he wrote a lot more. But my father's stuff is pretty good. It's very, very vivid in that language, Russinian. One of these days I'll have to translate it. So, one of these times I'm passing through here at the age of 79. Oh, let me read you my father's poem.
We'll be here.
Oh, yeah. Oops. I didn't have you any older. Well, I just had me older. Anyway, festival in Sheet. Sheet was the town of 2,000 people. And Berkasovo was the village of small hamlet, about 200 people, about 3.5 miles to the northwest, along a valley. And this is all in the 12th century. We didn't have any electricity. We had horses and buggies and wagons, and even oxen. And sometimes once a year, a steam engine would come in to do the wheat threshing, the thresher. And then they gave up on the steam engine and they used a diesel engine. But old-fashioned one-piston diesel engine. And it stank, but it was very interesting. Because otherwise the air is clean throughout the whole year because this is the 12th century. So when a machine comes in with oil and fumes, I said, wow, what is this? This is exciting. So I did not eat any of the oil, I just smelled it. So festival in Sheed, which was the Easter Sunday, several priests get together and then they round up people who can really sing. And it's a long service, like at least 3 hours. So here goes. Sometimes one must rise, sometimes two must rise, sometimes the whole village must rise to divinity. Art is a voyage. Church art believes in transport, believes there is a soul to be transported, believes in divinity. My father is a poet, one or two best in Russinian, a Slavic language. His singing voice is famous. He is a priest. He believes in transport. The church is full. Fragrant smoke drifts above the bodies. 6 priests in golden robes are singing hymns in Old Slavonic from the year 800. The long arch of the service reaches a moment where time stops. The scents are resonant. Everyone has contacted a sacred silence under the music. My father's voice lifts us all, and we know we are God, but we say nothing. We are so moved, and no one ever mentions it again. Which I do believe that is the purpose of churches. Somewhere in there, the congregation becomes divine, or at least connected with their fellow group members, and they feel better about it. But they don't admit to anything. Like, they don't say, we're immortal spiritual beings, we have just had a moment of recognition of ourselves. Okay, so now I have the distinct perception that I should only give you one more poem.
What?
But, oh, no, not one?
It's your night, Russell.
I have 21 poems in here by accident. I wrote 21 poems in a row really fast. I was thinking about Cleveland and Levy, and sort of like a resonance from the Levy Fest. And Levy Fest happened in October, and this is December 16th or so, Beethoven's birthday. And I'm thinking about Levy and the event, and what else I want to say to Cleveland and things like that. And then the next day, couldn't write it on the 16th because I was working. Then the next day I wrote it at home in the evening. And I mailed it out to my Cleveland list of about 20 people, and I thought I was just informing them that I had written this thing. And the next thing I'm leafing through his book, and I said, my God! That's where they went. And there was no acknowledgement or request or anything, which is just fine, which is exactly where it should have ended up. It's about Levy. So that was kind of surprising. So I'll read you the first few sections just to see how it goes, because this may be actually too literary for talking. Too literary for talking. Is there such a thing?
Literary.
Number 1. We move under the bridges, bird-song arches, and locomotive beasts, joy buttresses over the flat river moods, peaks of church god prayer, bells ring, boom of steel cranes, iron ore sweat, steam of boots, helmets, work, this door into time, light floods, gash green, around eyes a litter of dragon children, fire eating plums and orchards. 2. No quantity describes you perfectly. You are still here. Life is a living zero trying to live down its truth, making infinity cover its leather boots. Loud whistle gleams on the rainy street. 3. We walk at dawn on real stone. Minds unfold, work-going men, women, the steel eyes of wind, leaving signs of knowingness, exit signs, smears of oil under crashed car, faces in smoke, eyes whispering gleams, loops of galaxy curve around morning air, trails of descending history, stories, unbelievable seconds later, unless we bring someone in the mind, exit wounds. 4. The city knows how it got here. Strokes of hammers, chisels, whine of hydraulic pumps, small talk of bricks, acorns on breathing river slopes. How we came to find it when looking for dark gold, starfires. How old are you then, before the beginning, before the first page of fairy tales of creation? Soggy with light, crashing, unwieldy spaces, down to size of petals, red, honey green, quick throb of sky around the planet, so small you take your boots off and walk on mice feet, sniffing for exiles. We carried it in invisible buckets. Nothing could hold it. Nothing still holds it, pinned by a curve of wind to some fast-handed lie, breeze on seaskin. It curves in and out of sound waves like desire. It still moves, frazzled in small dew. The light of eyes sees it. Time vapors climb cliffs, green throats of catacombs, canyon throats. Crows cry from a fog bank. Time crows. How light it is on the back of knowingness. How may I talk to you if you will not stand in life origin? I see how tall you are now. how tall you are, now that you are a city with birds near your knees, chattering axioms of being and not being. How tall we are on other hills, crashing downwind. Bodies call, call. Look how solid we are, hungry, cold, pay rent. Pay for the universe, pay blood for skin-deep beauty, money, pay soul for license to be. How tall we are, one step takes a continent, 3 and you are off the planet. We fought here with small whimpers, gasping from friends' eyes. Take the bones out of the cornea, hearses, taxes, forms of dying worlds. If you still want a future, stand on long legs inside swamp eerie. Make branches of winged, carry black birds who are also gods with red berries in their beaks. How are you holding up?
Yeah!
Purchase this book from The Visible Voice. They have them. I don't have them, but I have. You can have your fucking city back, which is chock full of the documentation of the bad, exciting 60s, 67 specifically. It's hair raising. If you have any hair, oh, we're back here. You should have your hair raised regularly, otherwise it's no fun. One more. This is a prize-winning poem that I won in 1964 or 5 in American Weave. I won $50, which in poetry money is probably $5,000. Like dog ears. And especially in 65, $50 was $50. Everything is 10 or 12 times more expensive since 65, including real estate. Your $20,000 house is $200,000. Your $50,000 house in Los Angeles is $600,000. So it's 12 times. And your hamburger is up from 70 cents to $8.50. What is this? 12 times. Your taxes, 12 times. Your government expansion, 50 times. Your self-determinism, 50 times lower. Your freedom of speech, it boggles the mathematics. So, shut up, Russell. Read this poem. To restate, 8 cafeterias, 8 knives and forks in use, was served words raw, crooked, carved, and for dessert drank desire deep eyes, but could not hold their glances, nor they mine. Was served all and left, river, a river, that down the hill of dawn, calling bird flight dawn to dawn up, I left calling for cotton candy roses, calling for substance of fields of oats, peas, beans, and ergot barley that grow like river, a river down. River, a river, then a dusty road I danced, danced up, danced, dust up to wind, to run up a slight fall hill up, blown, warm with woman wind, from black glare clouds parting like lust up, with the sun halfway to a sky so high that to reach up would make my hand scoop stars beyond the reach of up. And I ran until the crest of hill broke on an earth far, vast, and warm, and mine. Thank you very much for listening, and to see that you were listening, which is extremely pleasurable. I can't stand myself. Oops. This is the difficult part. How do I pry myself loose from all this delicious attention?
We actually have a rule here. It's somebody wants to get on there, they have to be able to tackle whoever's on.
Well, usually the host does actually.
That's it.
But
So if you defend yourself,
I
you could be.
have produced many poetry readings. I know this phenomenon. I'm trying to get a poet off the stage. So I can do it. Watch. Thank you.
The question is on how to get me on the stage after you're done, because that was...
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa!
wow. Wow.
Aw.
Thank you very much.
I
Wow.
love you, man.
I love you too. But that's another story.
Tell us.
No, it's... We'll wait until Allison's a featured reader.
Never.
I didn't bring the pimp sheet back up with me.
You didn't bring the pimp sheet?
No. But, you know, there are these books in the back of the room.
Wood Smoke and Green Tea.
Wood Smoke and Green Tea. There's Descent to Cleveland.
Breeze hunting.
And Breeze.
Oh, I forgot to read from Breeze hunting. But next time.
Breeze hunting. You want to come up and read one? From that? I'm fine with it.
No, I did my...
Nothing is over. Nothing is
I've done
over.
my bit.
That was a bite.
And I got off safely. I'm not ruining nothing.
People throw poems at you around here.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah, you've been writing poetry. Great.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, even if you're not a lady or a gentleman, please give it up one more time for Russel Salamon. Hey!
Very good.
Wow. Also, I'm going to tell you one thing. Everybody here knows that I never... Like, people come up here and read, I go out in the back and smoke cigarettes, drink beer, and don't pay attention to anything. I actually sat the entire reading, except for one cigarette. I did go out and have one cigarette and then came right back in. But
I can verify that.
yeah, it was fantastic. And I'm glad I did.
I saw you there.
Yeah, I had to do it. It's part of my job. Off hours. No, it was fantastic. Okay, well, we do have an open mic list. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 readers on the open mic list.
Allison, did you sign us? You got anything?
Not tonight. I wasn't prepared.
I think I'm going to do something that I don't usually do.
What's that?
I'm going to jump in and read a poem. This
You
first.
suck!
I'm going to knock everybody down one position and read
Oh, we're all down a peg. Go.